Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Klinger2. In today's video, I'm just going to be going over my initial impressions over the finals. This is a game that has come out today and closed alpha. And this is my earliest review I've ever done of a game. I've never got early access before this point. I got it today through Steam, and you can do as well. Just go to the Steam page, type in the finals, and then you can just request access and most likely get in. But I'm making this video because I think there's some issues that I see in this game that I have seen in other games, and I'll talk about that. I think the game overall is pretty fun from what I played. It plays like a normal shooter for the most part. You know, and the cool thing about this game is the pros, I would say, are the destructible environments. Similar to Battlefield, you can destroy houses, you can destroy walls of buildings, you can run through walls with certain classes, you can blow up some barricades and stuff like that. So it does have the destructible environment aspect to it, which I think is really cool, especially in comparison to other battle royales. I really don't support that, except maybe Fortnite, but that's mainly just building your own stuff. And then you have the class system. The class system's cool, so you got a light, heavy, and medium. And depending on how you want to play it, you can play it really fast, or you can play it like a tank, kind of, and it actually affects your health bar and gives you different abilities depending on what class you roll with. Now, I don't know much about the guns per se, but it looks like different guns are kind of paired with different classes. If that makes sense. So an LMG would be to the heavy class, and ARs to like the medium class, and then like light guns like the pistols and stuff are going to be for the light classes. So that's pretty cool. This game also supports tournament play, and the tournament play is, I think, really cool just off the bat, having a tournament thing. So basically you have brackets, and then you start with maybe 5 teams, and then you basically play the way through these tournaments, and then you win the tournament eventually. So that comes out just off the rip. You can play that in the beta if you get into it. So I'm going to get into what I think needs to be improved with the game, and this is the core concept of the game, okay? The shooting, I think, is kind of weird sometimes, but I might just be bad. So that's very possible. I might just be bad at the game because I've never been that great at shooters. But as far as the objectives go, I think I've seen some of this happen in Pokemon Unite and other games that I play as well that kind of make it not as fun to play for competitive players as well as casuals alike. So basically how this game works is you go and you get these volts, and you take the volts and you stick them into these cash deposit areas. I don't know exactly what they're called, but basically you take an objective, you bring it to another objective where you wait for the objective to be secured to get your team points, essentially, and this is cash in this case. So this type of game has not been new by any means, but it's been implemented kind of weirdly. And so starting off with the first thing, pretty much the time to secure this is very long. Okay, the matches are only 7 minutes long, and it takes to secure one of these things, I take probably about a minute to a minute and a half just to secure it, let alone secure it from getting it at the first place and then taking it to the place to secure. So altogether, we're talking maybe about 3 minutes to secure one entire volt. Okay. With that said, if you at any point die and get team wiped, you have a really high chance of getting everything that you just did stolen and then goes to the other team, essentially, which is fine. That is fine. That concept of stealing and letting those points go to the other team is fine. What's not fine is you get no benefit from doing that as someone who is basically playing the game, playing it competitively, trying to win the game, and you get killed because some dude, obviously, you just get sniped from Narnia, right? This is how it goes. Your game lags, you did a wrong misinput, and someone just blasts you from 2 miles away. That's just how shooters go, right? So with that said, when you die, you have a 30-second countdown. You have no chance of getting back to that point when you're in that period of basically respawning. That basically point that's getting captured is literally almost, if you got killed halfway through it, by the time you respawn, it's at a quarter, 3/4 of the way done, and you don't have any time to respawn and get back to that point to even try to recapture it because you respawn on the other side of the map. Everything you do in this game is almost not worth it. That's kind of my point. If your team gets team wiped while you get killed and you have 2 seconds remaining to get respawned, your team gets team wiped, boom, 30 seconds added, you're out of the game for a minute in a 7-minute game. 7 minutes. That is quite literally almost about 15% of the game to a load screen. You're literally looking at a load screen 15% of the time if you get team wiped. On average, I'd say. Somewhere around there. the other portion of this game, when it goes to being stolen, if you have, let's say, and what's really annoying is, you start out with, let's say you get a vault that's worth $8,000, right? You go in there and you deposit that. You actually secure the point. You go from start to finish and you deposit that. You kill 2 teams trying to basically come on your point, and it's super fun. You know, you're having a blast. You're winning the game. Okay? Someone on the other side, since there's 4 teams and there's 2 places you can deposit this at, you can't be on both sides at once. So the thing is, you can be at A and securing while someone is at B and securing. Well, if you wait too long, you get this thing with an $8,000 deposit, okay? 8,000, or 18,000, my bad. It's 10,000 more than your initial input when you first start this game. If they deposit that, you immediately lose. Immediately. It's not even an if, and, or but. You lose. You can be winning the entire time. You can basically get 3 team wipes, but if they deposit that $18,000 cash, you lose. And if you go in there and you steal it at the last second, you get all that cash immediately. So basically, you're sitting over here, you're playing a game that if you get it even mess up one time, which is going to happen, you lose the game. You can't get back in time to recoup what you lost. And it's not fun. It's not fun. That is not a fun type of game. Now, you do get points from killing people. You do get points from opening the vaults, if I'm not mistaken. But that's not the point. The main point is to get these objectives that can be stolen at any given moment if one of your team slips up or gets picked off. Because fighting a 3v2 in this game is not really easy. It's not like Call of Duty where you can do a flick and someone's dead because you got a headshot. This game is not like that. It's quite hard. I would put it on par with maybe like Battlefield, or even like trying to take out a small tank in like Overwatch or something like that. It's not like the easiest thing to do, let's just put it that way. Now again, I'm not like good at shooters, but the thing is, I just don't feel like it's that easy to do. Because a 3v2 is still a 3v2, and no matter what game you put it in. I'd honestly put it more towards about Apex. That'd probably be the best example. It's like fighting a 3v2 in Apex. And you're just going to die, and then get everything that you did is going to be stolen. Now, how do I think they can fix this? This is my opinion at this point. This whole thing's my opinion. But this is my opinion on how they can fix this. First off, half the respawn time. No one wants to sit and watch a screen for 15% or more of a game. Because if you die twice, which is probably very probable if you're rushing these points, you're going to be looking at for more than 15% of the screen on a 7-minute match. A Rocket League match takes around that same time if you're in overtime, and you get to play an entire game. The most you're going to watch is maybe like a couple goals going off of goal explosions, but that's kind of cool because you see dragon heads swirling behind each other and like intertwining. Like, this is not cool when you watch a loading screen. At all. This is not a battle royale. This is an objective-based game mode. Okay? So, with that said, half the time, make it to be like maybe 15 seconds, and then if your team gets wiped, you have another 15 seconds. Well, that said, to fix the objectives, to make it actually feel and rewarding to the players that are trying to win, all you have to do is make it like a domination match. You get the vault, you get money for that, you get like maybe like $200 to $300 in cash, because at least reward them for doing that, because you have to actually secure that. Take it into the thing and you start securing it. Now, you get money over time when your team stands in here. I would say just if any of your team stands in there, you get money. Or if you have the points secured on your side, you get money. Either way, make it to where they get money. That's all you have to do. So if you have, let's say, that $18,000 worth of cash is deposited over that minute or minute and a half span it takes to actually secure that over that time frame, so you get about maybe $40 to $50 every second or so. That would make the game a lot more fun, because now if someone comes and steals it, someone else can come and steal it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a complete, like, someone just sweeps the entire game because they came in like John Wick and just blasted your whole entire team away. Now it's like you actually have a semi-reasonable chance of winning, like almost like a domination match. Now if someone deposits it, that team should be rewarded an amount based on what it is. So like, let's say if you get 500 for the initial capture of the vault, you get 200 for depositing it. But then if someone secures it all the way, even if it's for the last second, they should get 20% of that entirety of what that thing's worth. So if it's $10,000, basically, they get $2,000 plus that $50 that they probably secured for the last second. So they don't secure everything, but they still get a good amount of money out of actually trying to get the objective. Okay, so that it's not like they win by just securing it. They just get basically a benefit from securing it, essentially. Now that said, put these securing places in destructible environments, please. This, I don't understand when games do this. You have destructible environments. This is not a thing that every game has. Use this to your advantage. Why are you sticking objectives out in the middle of nowhere that are floating on a platform going around an entire map when you can stick them inside a house that can collapse on itself and move the entire objective completely from the first floor to like the top floor to the bottom floor by blowing out a couple pylons? Why is that not a thing in this game? From what I've seen, that's not. I might be completely mistaken. But why is that not a thing? If you're toting destructible environments, make it a destructible environment on an objective-based game mode. That is cool. What's not cool is literally going around a floating platform being a sitting duck playing Duck Hunt from Halo 3. That's not cool. Okay, that's not how you... That's not fun. That's literally sitting, waiting to die. Like, I'm scared for myself when I'm sitting on this platform because I know I'm about to get shot at from, like, 5 different angles. You're completely vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. And that's not just this platform that I'm showing in the video. That's, like, a lot of these objective sites. They're in the middle of this open area where you can get shot from the roof. You can get shot from the bottom. You can get shot from, like, all these different areas. And there's only a few, like an extremely handful amount of areas that are like very, like not that like open that I've seen so far. And it's like, why? Stick the objective in a house. Stick it somewhere that's cool where you can like blow a roof off and act like you're in Siege. Like, Siege, I don't know, I'm not even, it's so, I don't even understand. It's like this game has so much potential to be really, really cool. And it is cool. It's just that the objectives need to be fixed, first off. If the objectives don't get fixed, no one wants to play this because no casual is getting rewarded for winning. And no competitive player wants to have their entire game squandered because someone basically snuffed their entire $18,000 payload in 1 second. No one wants to play that. That's not fun. That's extremely not fun. That's very, it feels like highway robbery and no one wants to play that. And I understand, you know, I don't make games like this, but I have played a lot of games like this, so I feel like I have at least some input to behold. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye.